Welcome to Talking Voiceovers. Our guest today is Craig Ross from the South African Voiceover Academy, better known as SAVOA. Have you found that you're doing more online at-home work than before, proportionately to in-studio?
I don't go in studio anymore.
Okay, so you definitely are.
I don't
Right.
leave my studio. Yeah.
So it's important to have a really good studio. At
Yeah,
home.
and also like important to have like a really good I mean, like I always win on auditions because I have the best stuff.
Yeah, but it
I
took
went
you
and
years to build that. You didn't just get it
yeah,
overnight,
well,
or did you?
I kind of did. I kind
Well,
of did.
okay, you had your mom and
I
dad,
went and
so
I bought it. I bought it in a box. I went and I spent 100 grand and I bought it in a box and I went, here's my, so you know what you can get for like 4950, like a bundle?
yeah,
You know the like the Focusrite bundle you get for like
yeah,
4950, right? I
something like
bought
that.
a bundle for 100 grand. So that was the same year. So I got an Apogee sound card, I got a Focusrite dual mono mic preamp, and I bought a German Neumann microphone, TLM 103. They use this to record Celine Dion, man. This is like, so it's
No
so
messing
I
around.
went to no, I'm not messing around. And but Gail, do you see ever a look in my face that tells you I'm here to mess around? No,
Nope, you're serious
always.
about
Even
this.
no, I'm a serious oak when I talk about voiceover. It's it's obviously I'm a encouraging, lovable, beautiful guy, but when it comes to voiceover, it's like no. We can't speak out of turn now. let's rein the conversation in, everyone.
Okay, but then what would you say to newbies who are starting out with
Yeah.
a really low budget? Is it okay to
No,
start
cool.
with a low budget mic?
What do you mean? What do you mean? That's what we deal with every single day. I don't have people that go and spend 100 grand on. And by the way, this actually came through investment from a third party.
Right.
So remember who invested in Craig Ross, and it was a whole separate thing. So just to let you know, this wasn't like me going into my bank account, just taking 100 grand and buying. This was me going to somebody who saw something in me, who said, I really, really see you being great at this. And I think that I want to help you. But all my life, I've attracted people like that, Gail. That's just,
You have that
just
energy, I guess.
I have that energy. Yeah. And obviously went back to that person as well, that invested in me as well. So yeah. But would I have done it with my own money? Like, for instance, after my Mnet gig, because it paid more than that. So would I have done it again? I would have taken that money I got from and I would have just, and I would have
Sure.
just, I would have done. So if you, Craig, would you have? Yes, I would have taken my own money and spent 100 grand myself. I would have done it.
If you could have.
Yeah, I would have because of the quality. Now, we deal with people every day that have 5 grand, they have 3 grand. Some people have like 2 grand. Okay. Some people have no money. That's actually, there's more people with no money than people with money. So let's just look at it like that. If you're in a position and privileged enough to have a spare 5,000 rand, you can change your life as a voiceover. You can get the Focusrite Scarlett 2 in, 2 out. It's a beautiful bundle, and really good buy. It'll last you. It'll last you, like, I mean, if the software keeps updated, it'll last you 20 years. It's a gorgeous microphone. Sennheiser do some great ones. Behringer do some great deals as well. An entire bundle for like 2.5 grand. Behringer, I mean, go for it. Yes, it's going to have a little bit more noise in the microphone, and you'll have a little bit more floor, like shh, like that, and there'll be that impedance issues and things like that, and whatever. But
you can remove it.
As long as you got a quiet room and you send that, engineers can use noise reduction units to take that away, and it's so easy.
Do you know the brand Hybrid?
Yes, I do. I think
my first mic was a Hybrid, and I kept it for a whole year, and I got quite far with it.
Is it, eh?
Yeah, and it was like 600 rand.
USB mic?
No, I had a Behringer sound card with it.
Yeah, condenser.
Yeah, condenser mic. It's a bit like the Samsung one, but I think it's local
My first
background.
my my first one was a Focusrite, but at that time the bundles were still 2,600 before they caught on to the demand, before the demand went up.
Yeah.
Um, during COVID, then they went right up to 5 grand. So I still got mine when it was like 2.6 or something like that. So that really helped me. That was my first mic. I recorded out of a cupboard, and used blankets and duvets. And Jacaranda FM was actually my first client. I remember the 8,000 rand job for them. First up, was so great. It was like, wow, I just did 8,000 rand in my room. I'm like, yo, and it was doing a whole bunch of drops and promos. And then I was like, maybe another radio station will love me. And then I went to OFM, and then I got the voice of OFM, and that just I earned proper there. And then I was like, wait, I can do this. And then I just phoned every radio station, and I was like, hey, do you want to like hear my voice? And I can show you I can do crazy things with it, and I can record it, and I can make you drops, and yeah, it is cool. Yeah. Do you notice all relationship, all not scared, all not scared of phoning people, not scared of talking to the owner of the company, not scared of offering and talking to them and offering them initiative, offering them stuff. Just, hey, I'm here, I'm with you, I'm willing to partner with you. Yeah, just here I am, and we can help you do this and this, and then become friends with the oak, and like irritate him and irritate whatever, send you like, and then call them again and say, and build a rapport, and this is what people lack, is voiceover artists lack that. They sit at home and they type emails, and they're like, here my demo, and there's no like, meet me on Zoom. Hey, come on, you want to hear? You want to hear this? Like, I want to show you some stuff. So it'll take you 10 minutes. Come on. Like, be more bold. Be more bold. I think it also really helps a lot, and I think it's all about relationship building. Really, I mean, you can have a great voice. You can have a great voice. You know what? You can have half a great voice, and if your relationships are solid and they're in place, and you know what you're doing, you're talking to, you could do a lot of work.
Don't they say that it's 80% marketing and 20% actual voiceover?
80-20 rule, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
80-20 rule. Yeah, but that actually works across the board, eh? That's with everything. Think about it. If I'm looking for solid like talent from Malawi, right? Voiceover talent.
Yeah.
And I get 50 applicants coming in, I'm only going to find about 5, 6, maybe out of that 50. Maybe. I've done this exercise. That's why I've done it in Oshiwamba. I've done it in Botswana, in Namibia. I've done it in Zimbabwe. I've done it in Malawi. I've done it in SA. For a radio drama project, 80-20 rule. It really, we had to get 88 voices from different countries. Crazy.
Of 88 different languages.
Different 88 different voices in 5 different languages.
So do you think there's quite a demand then for all the 11 languages in our country?
Especially for African languages now. People want to be spoken to in their own language.
Yeah.
People don't want to be broadcasted at. You remember me saying this? They want to be spoken to, and they want to be spoken to and related to in their mother tongue. It's super important, and something that advertisers don't take for granted, and what that's done, it's increased work for sound engineers, for production companies, script writers, translators. You see how the industry grows. Do you see that? It's like I was just explaining a flower to you there, if you could see it. So it just it's this scale that's what happens when you allow voiceover to expand into different language markets, where it's not just dominated by the shit English. It's actually beautiful. Kikui, Nigeria. Let's go into Rwanda. Let's go into Zambia. Let's go into Zimbabwe. Shona and Ndebele. Let's go into Namibia, Oshiwambo, and let's go into Botswana. There's so many different types of and you know what that does? And as I said, it just increases work for everybody else. It increases the industry, and it, you get translators, and as I said, like, just think about one drop, and then that effect that it has in there. It's amazing. Yeah.
I guess we could talk about this all day.
Oh my God, we
So,
can go for a whole month.
yeah, I know.
Ask me more questions.
What is your favorite thing about being a voiceover artist?
People's faces when I do my voices. The big voice, and people, what the flip is that flipping? Craig, what's that? What? You that guy? I'm like, yo, I'm that guy. Oh my God. That I think the surprise and the shock in people's faces is kind of cool. I kind of sometimes I'm very shy, actually, like especially in parties when my friends come to me and they're like, Craig, can you do like the shop right, lower prices you could try? And I'm like, and come on, Craig, do Panado effervescent tablets. Like this, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do this. Come on, Craig, we want to hear you. And I'm like, and then I do it, and then everyone's like, oh my God. And I think this is like a thing, and I enjoy it. It's impressive. I think it impresses people, and I like impressing. I think I think I like impressing people. It's I
You're
think
an
I'm
entertainer.
I'm an insta I enjoy performing
I can see that.
at any given time.
Here's a question to ask and to answer the question. Uh,
Yeah.
how do you tell, or how can you tell what one is good at, what genre actually suits a person? Because not everybody's good for cartoons or audiobooks or e-learning. How does a newbie decide what they're good at, what they want to do, in your
So
opinion?
yeah. Hmm. You know, firstly, are you a diverse voiceover? So can you do multiple deliveries? Can you take a script and can you example so let's look at this let's look at Nokia. Let's look at Nokia. So how do I know what I'm good at? Okay, well, you shouldn't have to memorize a bunch of key combinations to use a wireless phone. That's why we've given our Nokia 5100 series digital phones the Navi key, a single button that lets you access every feature and function. Guess you can say we have simplicity sewn up. Nokia, connecting people. Now, that's just me talking matter of fact. Is it? And it's also not. It's also unaffected. It's just me. It's just my. It's unaffected. It's my voice. Now, I thought that sounded pretty cool, but is it the voice that I want to sell myself as? Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So wait, let me try something different. So that was quite medium sell. Let's take it to a hard sell quickly. You shouldn't have to memorize a bunch of key combinations to use a wireless phone. That's why we've given our Nokia 5100 series digital phones the Navi key, a single button that lets you access every feature and function. Guess you could say we have simplicity sewn up. Nokia, connecting people. Okay, so now that is an affected kind of more medium to hard sell. Okay, so but that's also good. So do I sell that voice? Okay, no, I'm confused. Let me go now and let me do another delivery, one more delivery, and then let me see what I'm going to do. You shouldn't have to memorize a bunch of key combinations to use a wireless phone. That's why we've given our Nokia 5100 series digital phones the Navi key, a single button that lets you access every feature and function. Guess you could say we have simplicity sewn up. Nokia, connecting people. So now I'm confused because I think all three are great. And now I don't know what to do. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to take three different scripts and I'm going to record a hard, medium, and soft sell on my program, and I'm going to mash them together and I'm going to send that as my demo. That's what I'm going to do.
Right.
So that's what I'm going to do. So now to answer the question, how do I know? Let the director tell you. Allow the producer, right? Put some stuff down, send it through, let them listen and let them tell you first. Okay, Gail, we love take number 2, take number 3. When you get a script and somebody chooses your voice, ask them, what is it about my demo that you liked? oh, well, we really liked clip number 2. Then you can reference, oh, shit, that's what I was doing in clip number 2. I was sounding like this in clip number 2. So they want me to sound more like this. Okay, that's great. Now at least I have a reference. Okay. So I think that's the way I go about doing it. And I think that's quite an important way to do it. Don't try and figure yourself out right in the beginning.
Right, try different things.
Don't try and don't say I'm this person. This is who I am in the beginning. Like voiceover is an art. You got to find who you are within the art. It has to
Right, yeah.
become palatable. It's like beer when you're a teenager. It starts to taste nice eventually. Voiceover is like that in the beginning. It's not this like weird taste. Like, what is this? And then eventually you're like, oh, this is what it is. So you get to learn about yourself, about your voice, become more aware about your voice. And I think that's also very important, is becoming more aware. So to answer the question even further is that you can't just say, oh, this is the voice I'm going to market. This is the voice. What voice should I use? I don't. Put all your deliveries down. Put a hard sell, a medium sell, and a soft sell. Make it an affected version and an unaffected version. Okay, so an affected version and an unaffected version as well. So where you're actually using volume, pitch, rhythm, and tone, you're changing up, where you're modulating your voice differently. So you're changing up the components in the voice all the time. So from a hard sell, medium sell, soft sell, choose 3 different ads, put them together on a mashup. The best part of those ads, maybe the first 10 seconds of each ad, first 5 seconds, maybe you can do 6 different ads, take the first 5 seconds from each ad, put them together and send that through to a client. I think that'll be really cool to show them variety and depth.
Versatility. So where to from here? What are your plans for the future?
If your plans and your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough.
I like that.
So mine are very big.
Great.
We are going to, well, firstly, I'm obviously going to be on a feature cartoon. That's my goal. That's going to be a feature cartoon. I want to do American advertising. I want to get into the American market. The American market. And I want to get into it because I can. My voice is big enough. My accent is spot on. I can also do multiple American accents, like my demo showcases. And I want to get, I'd like to connect the globe as we're doing online. I'd like to become a world famous, a global voice in the voiceover industry.
That's scary.
So I'd like to be connected with top American voiceover talent. I'd like to coach, like to teach my ways. I'd like to take my methods across the world. And yeah, I want to be the best version of a better version of what I was yesterday in terms of a voiceover and a coach and a person. And I think growing a successful voiceover company and academy and nurturing our voiceover talent and yeah, it's not easy being an agent because you have a lot of artists that have expectations and a lot of people that think they're good enough who just aren't good enough. And it's tough to make those calls. And it's people need to understand that it takes a lot of hard work and and a lot of self work and self introspection, a lot of awareness of yourself and the surrounds. Like when you're in a supermarket, I hope that you're taking home the feeling of what it feels like, so that when you get a Pick and Pay ad, you're inside that supermarket when you're reading it. And I hope that when you're in a restaurant, that you take that feeling home with you. When you're in a car, when you're in a car dealership, you're taking home that feeling, the visuals. Are you banking the visuals from your experiences in your every life circumstances so that you can be a better voiceover? Why do I say that? Because everything about your scripts is a circumstance, is a scenario, And every single time that you read a script, you've been in that circumstance or you've been in that scenario once or twice or multiple times in your life. And even if you haven't, right, the fact that you've been through so much more means you can make up being in that situation. We can all do it. We just have to use our noggin, a little bit of imagination, a little bit of thought processing, a little bit of listening. We don't listen anymore. We don't mix things up. We don't go through information and unpack it like we should. And I think that's another thing. And yeah, just remain positive about your beautiful voice, because everybody's got a great voice. Everybody has a place for their voice in the industry. You know, just because I have 100 grand equipment and you have 4 grand equipment doesn't mean that we can't get the same jobs. It's just different. Okay. I'm trying harder. I'm trying. You don't understand, guys. I when I say I try harder, you might think, no, but I try harder. No, you don't sleep in your studio 3-4 nights out of a week because you've fallen asleep reading a script, because you don't wake up, you've missed a deadline for a script, scrambling to, and it becomes your life. And then, oh my God, you've missed your voiceover job, but you've got a student waiting online, but your voiceover job needs to be sent. Now you have to, and then it's a snowball effect and everything voiceover. It's just one voiceover snowball after the next. But guys, this is great. This is Gail, you've done a great thing. Mzansi, the group Mzansi
Voiceover
voiceover,
people.
it's very good. Yeah, Mzansi voiceover people. It's
Thanks.
It's very cool what you've done.
Thank you.
Yeah, you should continue that platform. It's really good. It's a nice place to connect.
I found there was a gap
people,
in South Africa where people could get together and learn about voiceovers. Other than coming to workshops like you were doing.
100%. Yeah, 100%. 100%. What you're doing is great. Just carry on. It's amazing. Wow.
Well, thank you for that. And with that, I think thanks for answering all those questions and spending time here.
It's only my pleasure.
See, it doubles up as a fan. Is it hot in your studio?
Oh my gosh, it is so hot in here. Yeah, no, it's cool because I've left my pin, because when I don't even want to work, when I'm working like typing, then I don't want it in front of me.
I can't hear you anymore.
Oh no, yeah. So when I'm typing and stuff, I don't want it in front of me. So I just.
Oh sure. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, thanks, Craig. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Gail. Thank you so much. And Gail speaks French.
Oui.
Very well. And have you been doing some French voiceover work?
Yeah, I do just about half in French and half in English. So I do have.
I'm sure.
So speaking 2 languages is definitely a plus.
Oh, that's you double up on your work immediately. Yeah. It is really, really good. Well done, Gail, and nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. Thanks, Craig. See you soon.
Pleasure. Have a great one. Cheerio.
Cheers.